Hi, this is 365 and this is the next video in my 801 readathon. Even a good intro? I don't think I did a proper outro actually. Anyway, never mind. So yeah, this is gonna be video 2. I have literally just finished, so I'm gonna just start again. I have finished these, so this can go on my stack. My wonderful stack that I've already read. I feel good. That looks great, doesn't it? So this is my first read that I'll be doing later on today, but I need to do a lot of cleaning, and I also want to start editing this video, and I need to read this as well. But first, breakfast. What I've got is potato scones, if anyone wants to know. This is a Scottish thing, and I went all out as a big breakfast. I've got 2 potato scones and 2 eggs. There's another egg under that. On a salt and pepper roll from Morrison's. Ooh! And a great big mug of tea. It's so huge. Hopefully I won't spill any of it. And I'm on to the next page. Done a whole page. And we're going to keep on the search, mainly for a fan. I need a fan. I could have actually gone with a fan, like someone who is a fan, and then it would have been Sayonara Game because they went to the baseball, technically. I just realised that. No, I want an actual fan. I want an Uchiwa. Technically, I did get a fan already, didn't I? I just realised that. But would you call them a fan? Yeah, you would. Actually, you would. They were there. Yeah. So I got one already. Never mind. We'll look for another kind of fan. An Uchiwa or Sensu. These are the different types of fans. So yeah. I'm going to carry on with this, and I will check in when I've had something read. Okay, so I did my little read of Don't Be Cruel Volume 10 and Volume 11, which was great. It was Maya moving into his apartment, and unfortunately fortunately for them, they were getting a bit of freaky time on, but unfortunately for Nemugasa, turns out that the next door neighbour is one of the students at the cram school he works at. Dun dun dun. So that's what the majority of Volume 11 was about. In fact, I think that's pretty much all it was about. And also Nemugasa becoming popular because he changed his hairstyle, starts dressing a little bit more oshare, which means stylish, and basically becoming a cutie pie, or people being more aware of his cutie pie-ness, because he's always been a cutie pie, and Maya was the only one to really see it. So yeah, his popularity arc is in full swing just now. And also, of course, Volume 10 was a big chunk of Okino's story, Okino's story, with Kutani, and some smexy times, but not the full smexy time, if you know what I mean. So yeah, we got a lot of things though. We obviously have a glasses character because he's in Nemugasa is like one of the original glasses characters. We also got underwear, obviously. I mean, even on the front, she loves tighty whities. She absolutely loves Yonezo Nekota loves tighty whities. So obviously we're going to get glasses character and underwear. And size difference I really should put in both of them as well. Flowers was in both of them. Lube and condoms in both of them. Chocolate was in Volume 10. I put condom and lubes twice because there was a lot of sexy times in Volume 10. Volume 11, obviously, glasses character, underwear, flowers. Love Hotel, they definitely went to Love Hotel. Condoms and lube. Strawberry, found some strawberry milk. He was having a drink of strawberry milk. Traditional dress, but I think I will put size difference in this one as well. Here. Just because there is definitely a size difference. Whether it was Okino and Kutani or Nemugasa and Maya. I just love Maya. He's just so hot. He's so hot. I kind of wonder, like, when it comes to the manga tops, which are the sexiest ones? Because I do wonder. I think, you know, we obviously have like the semi top 10 kind of thing that Chill Awards do every year, and Domeki does quite well from Twittering Birds. But in terms of the hotness scale, like you can have the top of the tops, but in terms of the hotness scale, I do think a lot of webcomics are doing what Asami and Maya did for a long time, but they have such a soft spot in my heart. So obviously with Finder we have Asami, and he's just a very attractive top. But Maya's always had a wee soft spot for Maya because he's such a goofball. He's such an idiot, and he always did such terrible things. But it's so nice to have these characters and still just be happy to just follow along with their lives. I'm just happy to find out that they're doing all right, what they get up to. Is everything okay? And it's nice because they've been a part of my life and everyone else's life who's been following for such a long time now. For such a long time. So, just wish them well. Wish them well in all their endeavours, and especially when they're super cute. When they're just super cute, it's like, oh. So yeah, it's very good, fun, nice, smexy times. Love it. Love it. And even the drama as well. I know that this new character this was one of my favourite things. This is probably my favourite thing. He said, forget this crap, you don't need it. My gut's telling me it's smarter to not make yourself smell any better than you already do. Like, Okino knows. He knows. So yeah, Nemugasa thought maybe he smelled bad because Al was kind of leaning in. Maybe like he was like, does he smell bad kind of thing? And so he was like, oh no, I better smell better. And it's like, no, he was leaning in because he wants to get close to you, dude. He's such a goofball. They're both goofballs. I love them. I love them both. They're precious children. But I feel really good. Now that's another volume done, another reread, and another new volume, and I'm up to date with this as well. So, but it is Saturday, and so I'm gonna go read some Steel Under Silk. Yes. Okay, so I've now read Steel Under Silk. I actually read, it's been a wee while, I read chapters or episodes 29 to 36. I won't show you, it's in my thing, but I decided to read it on my phone instead, so I won't show you. But anyway, I found Traditional Dress, obviously size difference, because oh my god, oh my god, talk about the semis, talk about the tops, Jesus. And this was the thing, I found a fan in, I think it was episode 34. He's throwing in a fit. He's throwing everything, including a shoe. Like he literally was just like throwing shit at him because he's so mad. And one of them was a fan, and that was what he stopped him from throwing at him. I found a hair tie and flowers. So I have in fact found a fan. That is not a person fan, but an actual fan, and I was very happy about that. So that does mean technically I have blackout. I think I have found everything. I've found multiple things multiple times already, but that was the main thing that I really wanted to get, was everything. So yeah, I would probably be able to find a fan and other things as well. I'm going to keep on going. I was thinking about doing a reread of Check Please, but I think I'll go and see what other books I still have to or manga I should say, what I still have to read that's new, and see what I can, because the whole point is for me to read what I've got and that I've purchased this year. And I think, hold on a second, there we go, I've got a couple here that I are volume 1s that I could just start. Now this volume 1 has volume 2 and 3 digitally in my Kindle. Volume 4 has come out, whereas volume 1 here, I have volume 2 physically in my drawers down the stairs. So I kind of want to read Sachimo Black or White, and then maybe this one afterwards, or see what else was on my original TBR, because these are the ones that have been added, but they are the new ones. And like I said, I want to read what I buy ASAP, like as soon as I possibly can, and that way I feel like I'm gonna have a really great percentage score at the end of the year when I do my my stats, which I have done for the last 4 years, as to how many books in the year I've purchased have I actually read that year, and how many of them were 2023 releases. Neither of these I think are 2023 releases. I think they're like 2022 or 2021, but they are purchased this year, and I really want to be able to read them ASAP. So I think I might go with black or white next. May as well. May as well. Okay, so I have edited my video. It's now exporting. It's probably going to take forever, so I don't know if it'll come up. It'll be up on my channel today or tomorrow. Probably, if it's going to be today, it'll be really late at night. So fingers crossed it comes up. It'll go up as soon as. I probably won't give it as Patreon exclusive just because I want it up on my channel. And it has taken me ages. Not too long for editing. I'm not doing, it's just a rough edit. It's not a big fancy edit, but it'll take it as long as it takes. But I have to do some more tidying and cleaning, and I have someone out doing my garden thing. My fence needs to be replaced, so they're doing some work. So if you can hear some banging, that's what's going on. But yeah, glad this is going to get done. I'm on the plan for getting this done anyway. So yeah, tidying, more tidying. Now, before I move on to the next book, this came in the post. So we'll get it opened up and see what it is. I think I know what it is. And I think if you've watched my previous video, you'll know what it is too. Let's see. Ja-ja! It is what I thought it was. This is volume 4 of The Vampire and His Pleasant Companions. Let's see, is it in okay condition? It's in very excellent condition, which is great, because I got it for a bargain price, £4 something? £4 something. So the other ones were £6, and this is a £4 one. So this is 2021 September, and so many people love this series, but they've been waiting on the next volume, and it's taking a while on the Japan side. So I'm happy to have these. That's the complete set that has been published by Yen Press. So yeah, I'm very happy about this because it is one that I enjoyed. I really enjoyed volume 1, so I'm looking forward to reading the rest of it. And it's nice because it means I'm up to date with another series. Yay! I need to make a proper spreadsheet of all the ones I'm collecting. So yeah, this is my little addition to the collection. And hopefully that'll be it for the month. I'm honest, guys. I'm just going to be like, no more buying. So I say. But yeah, this is a good one to add to the collection. Are you saying something? What are you saying? Meow. Are you wanting something? Meow. What? What is it? What is it you're after? Something to eat? Now that I know your name? Just a wee something? I'll find something in the fridge for you. Okay. Okay. But I need my dinner as well, so. Okay, I'll get you something. I know I'll get you something. Hold on. From the fridge? From the fridge? Oh, you know what's in there, don't you? You know what's in there. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. I'll get you something. So I've just made some pasta carbonara with egg and cheese and bacon, and I think this is the best I've ever made it, and I just feel like documenting it because I'm super proud. It's really difficult to get it so that it doesn't curdle and that the eggs make a sauce with the parmesan and the pasta water, and man, it just looks great, doesn't it? Look at that. Fabulous. So this is what I'm going to have for dinner. I'm very proud of this. This is probably the best I've ever made. So this is going to be my dinner for tonight. So I am just finishing my dinner. I've just watched, or I'm watching Kayla's, and I just kind of remembered that this was maybe a thing that some of the Kindle Tokyopop BLs are on sale. So this is one that I do not have yet, and so I will probably take advantage and buy this one. I will probably get it physically at some point, but until then I can have another Omegaverse to read. I do enjoy Omegaverse, so we'll see if this is any good. I'm not going to hold out too much hope. I enjoy Tokyopop titles, but not massively. I think they're perfectly good, but I haven't come across too many that I'm like, oh my god, that was amazing. Like, totally amazeballs. It's not. They're kind of like, oh, that was good. That was entertaining. Yeah, 3.5. Maybe I push 4 stars. But I try to think of ones that I'm like, oh yeah, 5 stars. Because even if I give them 5 stars in the moment, I generally tend to be like, what was that about again? Which isn't really a true 5 star, is it? But yeah, so we'll give this a wee go at $1.99. I think that's a good price. We'll see if there's any other ones as well. So I have finished Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Black or White by Sachimo. This is Shige and Shin's story. They met in high school where they joined the drama club and got to know each other in their 3rd and final year and kind of fell in love. And so when we meet them in this story, they are already established as a couple, although they're still navigating at an incredibly slow rate their relationship and not communicating as well as they probably should. So they're learning to do that as well. They're also both actors who are in the very beginning stages of their career. And Shin is beginning to become more popular as a villainous character, whereas Shige is a little bit more popular as the prince character. I feel it's a travesty that this is Sachimo's work in print and we didn't ever get Kashkumari Mashita Destiny in English. It's only 4 volumes and it's great. And it was one of the first Amiga verses that we ever got in Japan, in Japanese as manga, and we still don't have it in English. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Anyway, what did I get? Probably quite a lot, actually. Wheels, tie, glasses character, underwear, lube and condoms, and a transformation, and of course fans. Fans for these actors. So a fan as that kind of fan. Traditional dress in volume 2, uniform, because it was like school setting back in their their story from when they were teenagers. Once again, the same glasses character, tie, condom and lubes, and this time some flowers as well. So not a huge number of things, but still it ticked off quite a few things, and I'm very happy to have a different type of fan this time as well, which is obviously their fans, sometimes scary fans. So it's interesting to see if you flip it upside down. That's quite cool. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I now will need to look out for these volumes. Because what are we on to? Volume 6, 7, 8? I have no idea. But these are generally quite reasonably priced, and they do reduce them down to like $6.99. So like Blackwell's can have them for $6.99, which I think is an okay price. But yeah, it is getting a bit later in the day, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to read anything else. We'll see, but probably not. I'm feeling quite tired now. Good morning. I just made myself some coffee. It's downstairs. I'm just taking my picture of my overrated BL with my flowers. This particular flower is looking a little bit like, oh, so I'm going to do a bit of trimming at the bottom just to make sure they're keeping healthy. But the rest are looking really good still. They're looking lovely. Yes, overrated. I know I'm going to get comments when I post this today. I know I'm going to get people going, no, sacrilege. But there's reasons, and I probably should talk about it rather than, well, I'm going to post, and I'm going to try and be as concise as I possibly can. And I have been thinking about what exactly to write, because there will be people who are just appalled. I have said that this is overrated. I, first of all, need to say, I do like this. I do enjoy Given. I think Given is a great series. I think Natsuki Kizu does a great job, and I think that the artwork is beautiful. And I cannot wait to get volume 7 and 8. I kind of was like, oh, 7 is out and I could get 7, or I could just wait for 8 and then just get 7 and 8 and then probably do a big reread of it near the end of the year. I think that's when it's coming out. So that's the plan. I enjoy this, but what I don't enjoy is how um, how many people put Given on a pedestal as being absolutely fantastic, which is what it means to be overrated, when so many people say this is the pinnacle, this is the peak, this is the ultimate. And in doing so, very often they describe it in ways that I don't think is appropriate. They say things like, it's so wholesome. And I'm like, dude, did you read this? Because this is heavy. This is, you know, this is full of issues. These are full of heavy issues. That's not necessarily wholesome. And a lot of the things that people say is that they try and make it out like Given is not like other girls. It's not like other girls. It's not like other BL. It's not toxic. It's wholesome. I'm like, no, it is just as toxic. There is sexual assault. There is, suicide. There is domestic violence. There is grief and bereavement. There is, sexual confusion and awakening, and there is toxic behavior within relationships and abusive relationships. It's all here in this, and just because it's boys in a band doesn't negate any of that. So when people say, oh, this is not like other BL, I'm like, yeah, it fucking is, because it deals with issues. It deals with it really well, actually. But that doesn't mean that other BL doesn't do it really well. And all it does is, when people say things like that, it shows their ignorance of the genre as a whole. And I don't want to say negative things about people who are just new to the genre, but when you have a blanket view of what BL is, and then you turn around and decide that this one manga has changed your mind, but in the same way you're berating every other BL, you're not really a BL fan. Sorry. You can be honest about the fact that there are toxic tropes in romance, including a BL, but you don't want to elevate something and say that it's something that it's not, especially when it deals with something heavy like suicide. Because, oh my god, do you want people coming into this thinking this is going to be cute and wholesome, and then you read it and it's like, this just broke me? Yeah, because that's what it's going to feel like to people, especially if you don't give trigger warnings or content warnings, because there's a lot going on in this. Also, the whole thing about, oh, isn't it amazing, there's boys in a band and they have their own music and everything. It's like, hello, gravitation is right there. How rude. It also is a little bit like ageist, because you're like, if you're an old BL fan, you're like, yeah, we've had boys in the band before with issues, heavy issues. Yes, and they made their own music too. Yes, it was great. Spicy marmalade. Come on. It's just a different time period, but we had it, So it's kind of like, Given is given so much credit, but often it's inaccurately portrayed. So it's overhyped, it's overrated, and it's inaccurately rated. And maybe that's the problem. It's inaccurately rated by many people, and it's probably, I feel weird that this was a lot of people's gateways into BL in modern sense. This and Dick Fight Island and Killing Stalking seems to be the three big ones that people talk about a lot, and I'm like, whoa. Considering how many amazing BL there are out there, I do think that Given is unfortunately misconstrued, or is marketed incorrectly by the people who are loving it. If you're loving it, that's great. But then when you say it's wholesome, I'm like, there's some heavy issues in there, and that could be triggering for other people. Especially because I kind of feel a funny way about the word wholesome anyway, because it implies something about like it's kind of like connected to purity culture and stuff like that, and I feel very uncomfortable about that, because it kind of does have that sort of connotation sometimes, whereas a wholesome person can just be like kind and sweet and nice, but also it's that sort of purity aspect that I don't like. But that's just me personally. That's a personal thing for me. But yeah, so this is probably going to get a few bombastic side eye. Probably. Am I gonna get cancelled? Am I gonna get cancelled? Maybe, maybe. But you know what? It is my opinion. I love this series, but I love it warts and all. And I don't think people generally publicize the more toxic or negative aspects of the story that could affect others who are reading it for the first time. If you just like, oh, it's super cute, it's about boys in a band, I'm like, yeah, so was Gravitation. but we all know where that went. And Given's the same. It's not new, it's not groundbreaking, we've had it before. It's not wholesome, it deals with heavy issues. Those are the two things. Good. I'm glad we had this talk because for me, it's helped me to decide how to present it. It's not wholesome as it's presented, and it is not groundbreaking and new because we have had something like this before, and that's why I think it's overrated. There, I feel good. I've condensed my arguments down into 2 concise points. Thanks. Anyway, I've got coffee. It's getting cold, and I got to put these back in water and trim their edges because I want them to be healthy. They're looking good. They're looking good still. What's tomorrow's one? Tomorrow's one is what is tomorrow's one? Oh, most reread. I think I know what I'm gonna have to go with. I think we all know what I'm gonna have to go with. Well, maybe we don't, but I do. Whether I like it or not, it's probably my most reread. And then at the end, it's just everything. So okay. Yeah, I am in the middle of reading. I started it last night, but I didn't get very far before I fell asleep. Bad Boys Happy Home, Volume 1. And also, I need to get the video up because it took a lot longer to export and a lot longer to kind of upload onto my channel. So yeah, it's going to take a while. Maybe halfway through today. So I finished Bad Boys Happy Home Volume 1. I almost forgot that this was by Showa. Almost. I do think this is really interesting because it is a Showa title, but someone else is doing the art. So Showa made the story and wrote the storyboards, and then seinen, shonen mangaka comes in and does the artwork, which is very interesting and different. But I'm not averse to. I mean, BL is so broad and wide-ranging now that art styles like this are not uncommon and is perfectly nice for me. I'm open to different kinds of art styles, so for me this is interesting. It kind of gives me the Yakuza's Bias vibes in terms of the art style as well. Kind of has that kind of feel to it. Yeah, it's interesting. It's about 2 boys or young men. I'm not entirely sure how old they're not entirely giving in the age department. He's still at school, so he must be what, 2nd year or 3rd year, something like that, in high school, and he is not in high school anymore, or maybe he never was, but we don't know, and that's the thing. Anyway, we've got these 2 boys who have due to reasons ended up staying in apartment together, a flat together, a little rundown old crummy, oh I forgot, tatami mats. I should have put that down. I totally forgot. In fact, I should probably check and go through what should be on the list and what isn't, because I've written some things down, but maybe there's actually more. Hold on, give me a sec. Okay, there we go. So what did we get? Uniform, convenience store, a kabedon, like a proper kabedon, which I was really impressed with. Wheels, underwear, tatami, a possible boyfriend shirt. He gives him that really cute he's in his underwear, and then he gives him this like sweatshirt, a zip up sweatshirt, and the hood has like animal ears. So I wasn't sure to put the animal ears on too, or boyfriend shirt, because it's not really. And then he does put shorts on, which just looks ridiculous. So he's not bare-legged completely, but it's like really close. It's really close. And I didn't really think about the animal ears as animal ears, but I suppose you could put that on. He doesn't. Well, no, actually he does. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put animal ears down, aren't I? Because there's an image of the other character wearing it. And then there is a size difference at the back of this. There is like character profiles that Showa did. I love Showa's art style as well. Look at that piercing gaze. Wow. Yeah, great. So yeah, 6 foot to 6'2", or 5'8" to 5'9", that kind of. So there is definitely, and I would show you a very good image that does show this in the, but it's kind of it's the bathroom scene, so I don't think I should show you. It's quite explicit. But yeah, it does make me really want to get volume 2, because I have volume 3, and as soon as I get volume 2, that's it, a complete series done. And that's one of the goals for this year, was to try and complete series, especially ones that are really, really close to being completed. Like, I really need to get volume 4 for Cast Heaven, because one more volume and that's complete. So just like this, one more volume and it's complete. Dick Fight Island, I needed one more volume, it complete. So it was that kind of thing. So if I can get something completed, keep up to date and complete things, and also read them. So I can't read volume 3. I do like the cups. It is an interesting story. There's definitely a lot of other things going on, but then of course there would be, because it's Showa, and Showa, like, is it Kyugo? Kyugo and Showa have the same kind of slightly like a sinister undercurrent, a sense of simmering anxiety that's underneath the story. So you might be presented with a story in different characters, but you're like, oh, I'm concerned for these people. Are they gonna be okay? And I think Showa does that as well. Yeah, I was talking about Acid Town. Kyugo, it is Kyugo, isn't it? And they also have that sort of sinister undercurrent, and the sense of, oh, are these characters gonna be okay? Because I'm rooting for them. Anyway, that was good. I might check out a few things online, but I was like, no, you've got your pile. So I made a little pile of some of the ones that are most intriguing to me at the moment, other than my reread of Check Please, which I really want to do as well. These are like the physicals. I do want to get through my physicals. I don't know if I'm going to get through my digital Tokyopop ones at all this readathon. I don't know if I'm going to manage it. So I'm going to have to do like a whole separate, just get through your Tokyopop, just reading Tokyopop ones, I think. So I don't know if I should leave our Not So Lonely Planet Travel Guide until the end, because it is the only Tokyopop physical I haven't read yet. So I'm doing quite well for my physical collection. But I kind of do want to do the rereads of Double Cast, Liquor and Cigarettes, and Cool and Uncool. But I really should read the ones that I haven't read before. So Merry Family Plan might be next. I don't know. One of these I will tell you about. But you know what? I kind of just want to read what I want to read. I'm kind of in the mood. I don't know. Maybe I kind of want Double Cast. I kind of want to read Double Cast. Maybe I'll read that one next. Good morning. I was a little bit waylaid yesterday. I ended up reading Wrong Night Stand, not the whole thing, but quite a substantial amount of it. It was really good. I enjoyed it, and it was just like a mood reader thing. I saw an ad on Instagram, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting, and boom, that was me. But I did start this last night, Double Cast. I didn't take any notes. I don't know what was in the Manga board for that one. It's great though. It's great. It's about a guy who ends up sleeping with his like childhood best friend that he fell out with and hasn't spoken to for a few years. So yeah. Double Cast. So I started this last night. Bazaar's already done it. He's already finished. I can't remember where I am, but I will finish this today. I've got my flowers ready to do my photo for my most reread, which is why I've got this out, because I wasn't sure. Do I want to use the book, or do I want to be accurate and use the actual lesson, which is where I reread it more and have reread it more over the last few years. It's funny because like I could have chosen loads of things because there's certain things that I do reread, but I do think that in the last 4 years this has been reread more times than I mean, in terms of male romance, then I think we all know it's going to be either the Forbidden Desire series or the Big Bad Wolf series. That's those are my two male romance ones that I reread a lot. But yeah, Love is an Illusion is probably the webcomic that I reread the most. So I'm going to make a photo for that. So I might have this in it, or I might just have the book, or I might have both. I don't know. But yeah, so I need to finish this. Unfortunately, real life stuff happening today. I need to do things. I need to go for a training session for a few hours. So I won't get as much reading done today, which is a bit disappointing. But I'll try and make up for it later on in the evening and tomorrow. All of tomorrow. The last day. It's the 7th today, so yeah, I'm going to see how much I can plough through of my physical, that's for sure, because I have been way late. Darn you, wrong nightstand. So good. It was very, very entertaining. So yeah, that's my update. It's not much of an update since reading Bad Boys Happy Home. So yeah, I need to actually go through this and see what I found. The fan was there. There was a proper fan. It is a proper fan. One of the characters does traditional dance, so you can see that he'll wear traditional dress and hold a fan. This is also a contender for a possible, rereading it quite a lot. But I haven't reread it in a little while, so I don't think. There you go. Cha-cha! I don't think it will count. I reread this more than this. So from tier ranking by the rereads, this wins. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I might have to do that. Actually be like, how often have I read these things? No idea. Anyway, that's my update. It's not much of an update, sorry. But yeah, I'm going to do my photo now before I have to leave the house. So I just got back. I was in the bookshop for a little bit, or I should say the charity shop where there's books. I didn't find anything, but I did see some interesting things. And then I popped into the shops and picked up some ice lollies because it's super hot outside. And they were always part of a special deal. And there was fruit blasters, which I haven't had in ages, or watermelons. I haven't had one of these. Which one should I have? I might go for the watermelon, just because it's been such a long time, and then I'll have to put the rest in the freezer. But I did on my way to this training. So I don't usually give a lot of my personal information out, but I do have, occasionally I'll say things that I do. But one of the things that I did today was go for training, and it's training for a new job, and I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a new part-time job, so I can earn a little bit more cash. Is it more cash for books? No, it's just more cash for bills, which is good. But I also finished this. I brought a little, one of these old book RIP book depository, and I finished this on the bus because I did get the bus and then I had to get the bus back. It was a whole debacle. That's the right word. It was a debacle, but it was a fun debacle and I enjoyed myself. So I've had a good time socializing with people today, which I don't always get to do considering my other job. But anyway, I did finish Double Cast. I didn't have too much to read of it actually, and it's a super quick read. And it's just, I love it. I love it. And it's so kind of surface. There's not too much to it. I just love the atmosphere that it gives. I don't know, maybe because it's about performance and it's about acting. And it's also about, it's mainly about the main character Yuki, and his kind of crisis of his career. It's kind of like, what am I doing with my life? Do I want to keep doing this? What do I want to do? Do I want to be this person? And also, where do I fit in this entertainment industry, and who am I? He's having a real sort of like personality, character kind of evaluation of himself, but also he has this sort of antagonistic character, Mitsuru, who is an amazing actor who he kind of ends up having interactions with and more, and it's like he's kind of feeling that he's being overtaken in this entertainment world. He's not as good an actor. Is he going to be able to keep going? This young upstart is trying to show him up, but also kind of trying to light a fire under his ass. And that's mainly what he was doing. And it's great. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I love it. I don't know if Bizarre enjoyed it or not, but it is one of my favourites. And not a lot of people talk about it. And I'm like, I want more people to talk about it. So if you haven't, I would love if you want, were to pick it up. It is an old Doki Doki title, so it's maybe a little bit more tricky to get hold of. And if you have read it, I would absolutely love to hear what you think, because this is like, there's a few titles that I'm just like, these are gems, these are my little like, oh, I love this makes me feel so good. And can I actually quantify it? Can I verbalize what it is that I love about it? And no, I don't think it is. I think it's about atmosphere, and I think it's about vibes, and it's about energy. It's those things that don't actually always come across, or I'm not very good, I have to say, I'm not very good at putting across what it is that I love. Because Mamahara Ellie's art style is her art style. That's how she draws. And I have enjoyed a lot of her works, and I've actually enjoyed quite a few of her adaptations. And I just wish I could get hold of a copy of this original Mizuhashi Takana work. I would love it, even if it was in Japanese. I should probably have a look out, like maybe go to Mandarake or something, online, and see if I can get a copy, an old copy of the actual text. Unless this was just an original story that she wrote, and they kind of work together, because at the end, they do kind of have this little like, how did this go? And it's, I don't know, can I find it? Can I find it? There it is. This little appendum grab bag, Annex 2. It's like the two of them together. And I'm wondering, was it an original book, or was it just an original story that she adapted? And I don't know, because it kind of feels like it could have been a book. Like, there could have been more, but also it feels like a good adaptation if I knew what the source material was. So I don't know. But if there is a book, I would love to have a copy. And even if it was in Japanese, I would spend, the rest of my life trying to translate it into English for myself. It's just something about it. Maybe it's because it's about performance, and I do enjoy, stories about performers, like actors. And I'm not a huge fan about celebrity or like musicians and stuff. That's not what I like in my stories, but I do enjoy people making stories about performance and like stage shows and movies and actors and ego. And I think ego was a big part to play in it. So yeah, I love Double Cast. If you want to argue with me in the comments, fight me in the comments down below. Or if you'd also like to say that you just didn't enjoy it, I'm like, that's fine too. I'll be sad. So if you want to make me sad, you can do that. What I'm going to read next, I have no idea, but I really need to get Sugar on. I'm behind on my prose. But I also just want to sit and read manga for the rest of the evening. And I think I might just do that, because I have watermelon and fruit blasters to keep me company. And I've had a good day so far. So yeah, I don't know. I think I might do liquor and cigarettes. I think a bit of Ranma Rosaria is in order, along with watermelon sugar. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be up here. You're even supposed to be in the house. Not even supposed to be in the house. Oh, does that feel good? Does that feel good? Was that nice? Open to my books. I'm supposed to be reading. I'm supposed to be reading. You seem like you're here for a good time. You're a good time girl. Oh, okay. Oh, you want me to touch your head, but you don't want me to touch your head. Okay, I got that. Or is it the bum now? Oh, okay. Da, 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 da. Oh, away she goes. So it's a bit late for dinner, but I wasn't really that hungry. I had like a cup of tea and stuff, and then I just didn't feel like eating. So it's a bit later now. For my dinner, I've got like chicken and wedges and salad and spicy stuff and homemade guac. So yeah, this is gonna be really good. So yeah, it's terrible when you don't feel hungry at all. This is gonna be really good. This is gonna be like absolute tasty. My homemade guacamole, it's really good. I put quite a lot of lime juice in it, so tasty. It is quite chunky as well. But yeah, this is what my dinner is tonight. Feeling like finally have the hunger to eat something. So good morning. This is the final day. This is the 8th. I have some lovely fruit to snack on because I've read a few more things and I haven't actually written them down. So yeah, I have to finish putting in all the stuff from Doublecast. And I have now read yesterday Liquor and Cigarettes and Cool and Uncool. I did read a little bit more of the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, and I also watched a little bit more of The Untamed and like the first episode of Heartstopper, and I thought no, that's probably a binge worthy read, and I'm not maybe this readathon isn't the best time to binge it when I still want to be reading as well. So I prefer to read over watching Heartstopper, but yeah, I did watch a little bit of it. So yeah, I have these 3 that I need to go through and see what was in each of them. I don't know if you can hear, but the cat is meowing at me. This is not my cat. This is not my cat. But yeah, so I've got some lovely breakfast and I'm going to do this and then decide what I'm going to read next. So I went through everything to see. So the last thing I read was Cool Uncool. This is Akira Kuga and Kaya Aso. And this is just about Takashi and Yukihisa, best friends from childhood, so childhood friends to lovers. And this whole book, this whole story is about size difference. Because it's about, I mean, it's a trope within BL. And when I picked this up, I forgot that that's what it was about. I forgot that this was a size difference story. I honestly was like, oh yeah. So like Dekoboko Sugar Days is another one that's fairly recent that also deals with that sort of feeling of one being too tall. But then I was like, hold on, there's size difference in this one and there's size difference in this one. So size difference is a big thing in BL. So I'm glad I put it down on the bingo board. But yeah, anyway. So Cool and Uncool, we had a size difference, uniform, tie, sports equipment, flowers, and animal ears. There's a little, like, omake animal ear thing at the end. So cute! It is Asokai, and I love her work. I love her. And it's just so sweet, cute. And it's just a gentle little high school into college type story. And childhood friends to lovers, and that's kind of it. There's not really too much going on other than the fact that Takashi is obsessed with making sure that he's tall enough to have the perfect kiss with Yukihisa, because he's like, but you're so cute, but you're taller than me and you're handsome now, which is, you know, a very BL thing, isn't it? I think so. Then what did I read? The thing before was a reread of Liquor and Cigarettes, which is actually really fast. And I remember when I first read it, I thought it was a lot sexier. If I'm honest, I mean, it's Ranma Rosaria, so it's pretty sexy, but I felt like there was more sex in it than like I was remembering more sex. I don't know why. But I kind of felt like that. So when I was reading it, I was like, but when do they actually, I mean, but they haven't, and it wasn't till the end. So I was like, oh, you remembered that wrong. But there wasn't too many things in, I mean, there was an awful lot going on, but there wasn't too many things in it. Wheels, flowers, underwear, and some size difference I put at the end, because I was like, oh yeah, there is a difference between the two of them. It is a lovely story about someone, also childhood friends to lovers. Also childhood friends to lovers. I really need to start categorizing things so I know what are they all. So these are two shopkeepers, I guess. One has a cigarette store and one has a liquor store. And Theo, who runs the liquor store, is unfortunately a lightweight, and so he gets drunk very easily. And it just happens that this European-esque town that they live in has a like grape festival where there's a wine tasting, and most of the liquor store owners in the area compete, and he doesn't really want to because then everyone will know that he's lightweight. Whilst at the same time having this very close and building sexual tension between the relationship between his like childhood friend, who is trying to help him build up alcohol tolerance, whilst at the same time just giving him an excuse for allowing himself to engage in sexual activities with his friend. I suppose if you're starting to feel that way but you're not sure how you are in sexually, he knows he's bisexual and he's becoming more so of that, but he's not really sure he wants to take that step. He's scared of ruining the friendship, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, a bit of Dutch courage is what this book's all about. And then of course Double Cast, which I already spoke about. And I went through, we had wheels, fans. Now there was two kinds of fans in here. There was fans of Yuki, and there was fans as in, what was that one? A sensu fan. Flowers, tie, transformation. I put that down as he goes through, like he's such a good actor. He's always transforming his role. Traditional dress, size difference again, because he was very specific. He was like, no, I don't let anyone who's shorter than me hold me. And he's like, fuck that. He's going for it anyway. And then uniform for the police officers who were pretending to be police officers in the show. And there was a glasses character, which I kind of forgot. But he's not really a main character, so I'm not really sure if I would put that in. So yeah, that's the latest. And then I started going through what I've still to read on my TBR. And I still have quite a lot. I mean, I've read quite a lot already, but there's still a few things. And it's early doors on the 8th, so I kind of want to see what I can get read. Merry Family Plan, I would like to read. It's a one-shot. There's no excuses. I have no excuses for not reading this. I also have this new one. I don't know if I want to, because now I might just, because I'm not getting any of my Tokyo Pop ones done. And I'm thinking, you know what, just leave that to September. Just take a week in September, or maybe the whole of September, and just read all your Tokyo Pop. I mean, I say that, but I might not actually do it. And then I had Check Please that I was going to do a reread of. But I also have, hold on a second. There we go. Fence, Volume 5. Now, the whole point of this was to read the things I've been purchasing this year. And this is a reread. And this would be a reread up to Volume 5, but I haven't read Volume 5. And this is super quick. So I might do a full blast Fence and get Volume 5 read. And I also have, this is another one that's a new purchase for me in 2023. You Are My Happiness. This is a Kuma title. And I haven't read this one yet. I only have one other Kuma title that I haven't read, but I do want to keep it for Manga Freakathon, because I have read a lot of my spooky things, and I only have one spooky thing left. So I don't think I have many spooky things for Manga Freakathon, and I thought I would just leave that for that time. But yeah, so I kind of want to read this one. So this is my kind of plan. I've got Merry Family Plan and You Are My Happiness and Fence that I definitely want to get done today. And that might be everything that I read for this. But I want to check one more time to see what was on my TBR and look at what my newer purchases are, because I mean, August so far I've had My Love Makes Up Volume 8 there, so I've already read that one. But I don't want to read my other August purchases, but my July purchases I do want to see, and I've done quite a few of them so far, so I'm feeling good about that. But I do want to check just one more time to see, out of all of my haul videos in 2023, are there any that I can get read, or at least started. So yeah, it's the plan for the day. So I've already finished Merry Family Plan. It didn't take me too long to get through, actually. It's a collection of stories, so it's like short stories. Some of them have more than one chapter, some of them are just one chapter. I didn't enjoy all of them, but they were all interesting. But I don't think I enjoyed all of them. Gotta be honest. But I did find quite a lot of things. Uniform, flowers, transformation, underwear, condoms, love hotel, it was supernatural, and size difference. It was quite a lot. I did enjoy the first story, which was just about two people who met in high school and ended up having like a sort of instant attraction. Not instant love, but instant attraction. And then they ended up spending time together and becoming more aware of each other, and they do end up in a relationship. And the second chapter was them when they're nearing the end of college, going into the world and having a sort of crisis of what's going on, the future, that kind of thing, and coming out to parents and stuff. It was actually quite a cute little thing. But then the other ones were weird. I'm not gonna lie. There was like fetish one, which was not great. And then there was this one was kind of interesting. This was kind of what it means to be the third wheel. Whether you're, when you have two people who are really good friends and then one of them ends up going out with someone, then the other friend is the third wheel. But also the new partner in the romantic relationship is also kind of a third wheel to the best buds who've known each other for ages. So this was all about silent communication between friends that can then impact on the third person there who does not have that level of intimacy with their new romantic partner. And so I quite enjoyed that. That was quite a good one. But then this other one I did not enjoy, because it involves kind of cheating, and I'm like, no, I don't really like that. And then this other one was about airplanes and pilots and trainee pilots, and then there was suddenly a supernatural element to it, and I was like, he's being possessed by a ghost. But I was like, oh, I bet he's not a ghost. I bet he's just someone who's in a coma, a la Many Zabiel. Why is it always in BL? I mean, it's not always just BL, but it seems to be predominantly in BL. Well, there's what's that movie called? Just Like Heaven, the one with Reese Witherspoon. So I know it's definitely used in MF, but in terms of male romance or BL, it seems to be a lot. When someone is a ghost but they're not actually a ghost, that happens in a lot of BL. Trying to think, I should probably make a list. Again, I should make lists of these things. Anyway, yeah, so this is interesting. I got quite a lot of things, which is good, but I do need to warn everyone just before you go in. This is from 2009, but I don't think that excuses it, because in 2009 in the UK, the ableist slur that's used in here would have still been offensive. In America, some people use slurs like that, and it's published in the BL industry. And it's not even the one that I always get really offended at, because that seems to be one that some people in American English consider to be acceptable usage, whereas a lot of people are like, actually that's a slur, could you not use that? And I've mentioned, you know, Beyonce, Lizzo, they've been like, sorry about that, didn't know, thanks for educating me, we're going to change our song now, re-record. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing, that's so good, I really wish Sublime would do the same. But in this case, it's the one that's even, I would class as even more offensive, because it's been a long time since that was an acceptable word to use in polite society in the UK. So yeah, there's an ableist slur in here. It's used once, but it was like, ooh, jarring. So yeah, warned. You're warned. There is a ableist slur in Merry Family Plan. Other than that, I really did enjoy the first story. I liked the first story. It was cute. It was sweet. It was about coming to terms with who you are, as well as exploring who you are. And I liked that one. The art style is not to everyone's taste, and it's not to mine. But if you have good storytelling, and it kind of makes up for an art style that isn't the most attractive. And I'm not sure this manages that for me personally. I don't think the art is always attractive, and I don't always think the storytelling is interesting or effective. And this is her first, this was like the first thing that she did. So it's of its time, it's new, it's like a debut work, that kind of thing. And it's quite old now when you think about it. But yes, be warned, an ableist slur in this one of short stories. I don't know what I'm going to read next. I also have to go to the library to take some library books back and to pick up a library book as well. So I might do a little bit of fresh air walking about, but I also need to get these done. So I want to, I think, go to these two next. So I'll maybe do Fence and a cup of tea or coffee, and maybe a biscuit, So it's a little bit after when I really should have had lunch, and I didn't really have much for breakfast. So I'm kind of a little bit shaky from low blood sugars. So I've decided to make breakfast like wrap. I'm gonna wrap it up. I've got mayo and sriracha, and then lettuce and jalapenos, pickled jalapenos, mushrooms, onion, bacon, a tatty scone, scrambled egg, and a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top. So kind of a bit of a weird mix, but I think it's going to be great. So this is what I'm going to have. I've got the kettle on because I really think I need another cup of coffee with some sugar, because I'm definitely feeling like low blood sugars. Probably because I've just been sitting and reading all of Fence, except for the volume I need to read, which is going to be next. So I need to read volume 5 next, and that's the one I'm going to have. But I really was like, oh, you need food now. So this is what I'm happening. I'm enjoying my reread. I've read every volume a couple of times other than volume 4. So volume 4, this was the first time the second time I was reading it. So it's been ages since I actually read it. So it's good to come back and see the development of Seiji and Nicholas, and the fact that they're actually friends now. But I'm gonna stop filming and eat because I can feel my hand shaking as I'm holding this camera. So yeah, I'm gonna get stuck into this delicious food. So I'm finally kind of feeling a little bit like my normal self now. So yes, I will start Fence. This was the one I haven't read yet. And I also will have a triple chocolate cookie. Boom! Boom. This is needed. Sugary goodness. Triple chocolate. Oh yeah. This is what I live for. And no, before you ask, I am not supposed to be eating this, but I'm doing it anyway. That's just my knife. And I think after that I might read this and then go to the library, or I might read this and something else and then go to the library, because I do want to get the book out from the library and take my other books back. I also need to take a photograph of my possible final everything I've read. Technically it's supposed to be for the 8th, so today is the 8th, so I'm supposed to take it. But I'm going to keep reading until the end of today. But then I think, you know, sunlight is good to have. So I don't know how long it'll last. It's probably for another few hours, probably like 5 hours. But then if it gets rainy later, then it's going to get dark. So yeah, I don't know. I might have to preempt what I'm going to read today for the rest of the day. We'll see. Anyway, Fence Volume 5, which I'm excited about. And this cookie, which I'm probably even more excited about. Oh yeah. So I finished Volume 5. It was very good. They definitely feel like they're getting a bit closer as a team, but also Seiji and Nicholas are very much getting closer as friends. I do like Seiji. He comes out with some of the most interesting one-liners. It's always quite fun when he is a little bit more like a normal person. Just in general. When they were having food, it was quite funny. I don't know where it was, but just when he said something about one of the other team members of another group, and it was like it kind of came out of nowhere. It just made me laugh. But yeah, there's lots of fun things. It's definitely a little bit more. Can I say this? Can I say this? There it is. You're an Aries who likes chocolate. It just came out of nowhere. Do I want to say this? I do. I like Fence. It's great because I like sports dramas. And I'm sorry, but I cannot see Fence as anything more than Haikyuu, but with swords. And I've said this before, but like, it's a lot like it. Like, it's a lot like it. And I don't know if that's because, you know, there's only so many things you can do in a sports comic or sports drama that happens in all sports ones, but it follows the beats of Haikyuu in the plot incredibly similarly. So yeah, I'm not going to use the P word because I don't think that's true, but I do think that it's almost eerily similar in some respects. But I am enjoying it. It's good. And so I think, what is it, Volume 6 comes out for the UK around, is it February next year? February next year. So I'm up to date, and that's good. And I am looking forward to the next volume. Apparently someone is going to be joining the camp. Who will it be? Who will it be? I don't know. Is it Jesse? I don't know. Maybe. Or worse. Ooh, if it's Robert. God damn him. Oh, poor Nicholas. Anyway, I don't know what to do now. I would like to read this, but I kind of also need a bit of fresh air. And a bit of a walk. But I also think I'm going to need to take my photograph. And I don't know how much light there's going to be. So we'll see. But yeah. This is the next one I will be reading anyway. And then I think I might just end this with Check Please. I'll definitely be able to do that both today. And I can't quite remember what was on my TBR now. Because it seems like the whole TBR is just sitting here. Like, what else was there that I was supposed to read? Oh yeah, there was that one. But I don't think I will read the Tokyo Pop ones. And none of my digital. I'm just going to have to resign myself to the fact that I have all of these Tokyo Pop digital titles I haven't read yet. I'll do a vlog for them. I'll do a vlog. Dedication. So yeah, I think the next one's going to be You Are My Happiness. So for Fence, though, I'm just going to count it as the whole thing in terms of things that there were. There was definitely Kabedon. There was uniforms. There was sports equipment, obviously. There was cake, because the cupcakes are always there. What else was there? Wheels for the bus. Uniforms, ties, that kind of thing. I don't think there was much else. There wasn't a lot of other things. I'll have to check, but yeah, that's mostly what was in it. Don't know what's in this one though. You Are My Happiness. So I've deconstructed my tower. It was massive and posted. So I still need to read this one. I did open it up and have a wee look inside, and I was like, yes, I recognize this. But I also have these to take back. These were the books that I read for, that I got from the library that I read for my Summerween extra Patreon exclusive thing. I'm kind of sad to say goodbye to this one, because I did enjoy it. And it's so BL-esque. It's so BL-esque. It's so BL-esque. But yeah, I would like to get an actual physical copy of this and volume 2 at some point, just because it does make me think, yeah, and it's Yen Press. I don't have a lot of Yen Press ones. But yeah, so I have these to take back and books to pick up. And I don't know, I might pop into the shops. We'll see. But yeah, I'll get ready to go, because I haven't actually left the house today. And I kind of do feel like I need a little bit of exercise and a little bit of fresh air as well before I finish the day. So I just got back from the library and the shops, and I picked up Death Note. So it did take even longer to get to me. So this was actually supposed to be in my Summerween as well. But yeah, it took absolutely forever. This is volumes 1 and 2, obviously, the black edition. It's been a long time since I read this, like what, 2000 and I want to say like 2008, something like that. The other book I got, put that to one side, Richard Osman, The Bullet That Missed. This is the 3rd book in the series. The 4th book is going to come out, or has already come out. I checked the library, they've already got a whole load of them on order. So I've put my reserve on, so I don't know when I'll get it, but maybe by the end of the year I will have read all 4 of these. So it's about 8:30 or maybe 9-ish. And I finished You Are My Happiness. It was weird. I liked it. It's very beautifully done, I think. Bukuro Yamada has a lovely art style and a nice way of telling stories that aren't certainly aren't the norm, because Melting Lover was very odd, but I kind of liked it too. I don't think it's one that I would recommend to a lot of people, though. I don't think it would be an easy one to recommend. I'd have to know the person and know what they liked. So there's 2 stories in this, and I would assume that the first story does involve Tengu because of the whole crows thing and the tail and wings, rather than demon. It definitely feels like maybe one of the characters is, I don't know, possessed of Tengu-ness, some sort of curse. I don't know. It was a little bit confusing, I have to say. I'm like a little bit confused. I'm probably going to be thinking about it for a while, which is good. And the second story involved a kappa. And I kind of felt that was really weird, but also kind of interesting. You could, yeah. Bukuro Yamada definitely does interesting stories. Ones that I think I will remember, but then I might not. But the vibe that I will remember is that I enjoyed it. It was weird, because even with Melting Lover, when I think about it, I'm like, I can't exactly remember all of the specifics except for the melting bit and the how weird it was, and it made me feel slightly uncomfortable. And yet, this was a super fast read. This was a super fast read. I just sat here and went boom straight through it. And I think it's that it makes it slightly uncomfortable. And she did say in this that it was technically supposed to start off as a horror, and you can see that. It's got that sense of foreboding, as though he is trying to lure this unsuspecting person into the dark side. And he is, but in a way exercising his demons, taking that to a whole other level. It was very interesting. I did enjoy it. Yeah, it's just a new tale of sin and reconciliation. I'm not sure if that's the case. Is it about sin? I didn't really think that. I don't know. So there was supernatural. There was lots of other things. Wheels, condoms. Trying to think of other things. Transformations. Yeah. Not animal ears, but animal characteristics. Certainly. Or weird spiritual yokai being characteristics, I guess. But yeah, this was an interesting one. Yeah, I liked it. I don't know what I'd give it out of 5, but it's like certainly over a 3. But I'm not entirely sure. You'd have to be in the right frame of mind for it, in the right frame of the mood that for weird, almost horror-esque ones. So I could see this being a good read for October. If you haven't read You Are My Happiness, you might want to pick it up and read it around Manga Freakathon if you are taking part. I might not be able to take part much because I don't have many horror books left or spooky books. I've read most of mine. Anyway, rereads, talking about rereads. Check please. I'm going to start this. I will probably finish it tonight because I don't plan on, man, I probably do want to read. I've got to finish this one as well, but I don't think I'm going to. And I don't know what else I'll do. So yeah, the next couple of hours will be spent reading Check Please, which will probably be a quick one. I did read this one for one of the months last year. I can't remember if it was March or April. And then like the next month or something I got the next one. So I don't know if I actually read them all the way through, back to back. Excuse me, I'm so tired now. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. But this is probably going to be my last one, along with this. So yeah, let's get Check Please. I'm really looking forward to this. This is one that it's almost like a treat. This is, if you haven't read Check Please, go out and get it. It's so good. It's so good. I'm gonna enjoy myself. So yeah, Check Please. Book 1, #hockey, is Ngozi Ukazu has just done an amazing job of creating lovely, lovely characters. And it's ice hockey! How can you say no to ice hockey? If you love ice hockey romance and you like male romance and you like BL, manga, comics and graphic novels, this is definitely one you have to have in your collection. It's too good to pass up. I'm so glad I managed to get them both last year. So yeah, I'm going to read this one. Good morning. This is the morning of the 9th. So this is me just about to wrap up this video because it's probably already very long already. I have no idea. But I did make myself some coffee and I do have some like pastries and I did finish last night. This, it was quite late, so it might have actually been in this like early hours of this morning because it is quite a long one when you start in with it and it's like, no, I'm just going to keep going. So I did end up reading both of them and it's just, oh, I love this so much. I love this so much. One, because I like ice hockey stories, but two, because it's a little bit like you just follow this person for 4 years of their life. And I think that's why I also liked In Other Lands, because you just follow someone for a time period of their life. Is it plot or is it just vibes? I don't know. But the vibes in here are strong. There is definitely, I feel like, the plot or the point of the story is to show that you can be who you want to be if you surround yourself with people who are also of a positive mindset, an open mindset, and have an open heart. And that's what he says at the end. It's very much about having that sort of positive environment and atmosphere to be able to thrive, and you need to have that, which is why seeing people having representation as a hey, this is possible, is really good. And it is this really sweet and super cute story, following Bitty, Eric Bittle. He joins the Samwell University College ice hockey team. He was an ice skater, and so he's got great speed and skills on the skates, and he's got soft hands, and he's able to have great vision, but he's a little bit scared of being checked, which is understandable. He does end up with a couple of concussions. And his time on the team and his experiences with the team. And the team is just what makes this story great. All of the other characters, make this a great story. And there are moments in it when I'm just tearing up and trying not to cry, because there are really emotional moments as well. So be prepared. There are lovely emotional moments, and there's moments where you just, oh, and you want to give them a hug, all of these characters. And it is, because it's a whole team, you get a big range of cast of characters, and that's what I like about it too. It's very ice hockey, it's very graphic novel, it's very comedic, touching, sweet, it's everything. If you have not already, go out and read Check Please. It is chef's kiss, wonderful. And the first time I read it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And now that I've reread it, I'm like, yes, this is amazing, so good. So yeah, this is the last thing. I haven't finished my prose read, but that's fine, because it's a big prose read, and I didn't expect to read all of this and my prose read all in the same week, as well as watching things and living my normal life as well. Starting a new job. So yeah, there was a lot of things happening this week. But yeah, I did read quite a lot, and I did have a lot of buddy reads, and I'm gonna have to check exactly who I buddy read everything with, because there's quite a few people who also incidentally read things that I read as well. So I'm gonna check that first. But I'm gonna have my breakfast because I'm super hungry, and I have not written down anything from yesterday. But there's a lot of other things that pop up. I definitely got my bingo. I definitely got my blackout 100%. I think I've got it a couple of times over. I think the hardest one for me to get was boyfriend shirt, maybe chocolate a couple of times. I thought fan when I made the last video, but then I realized Sayonara Game and Change World, they're fans of baseball. They go to a baseball game. They're like wearing baseball caps that have like, duh, you had it already. So I'd already got the bingo or the blackout, I think, by midweek. So yeah, definitely. I've probably done it a couple times over. It's been great. But yeah, I'm really hungry, and I'm gonna have my coffee, and then I'll do a proper wrap up as to what I read. So I've done a little bit of preparation and checking and going over things. I definitely have 100% got my bingo board blackout, which is great, considering how much I've read. But I also went through my challenges for my Instagram here, and I was like, yes, I've ticked off everything. I also had a little list for checking out sales, and I did go to Sublime, and I bought from Monogatari, and I went to eBay and World of Books, and I bought something from both of those, and Amazon as well. I checked Amazon, and there was a Tokyopop title that I didn't have that was on sale. Damn. And then also my challenges as well. I was like, okay, yep, I just stopped writing them down. So I have manga, I've got comics, I've got prose, I've got animation, and I've got live action. So I did all of the challenges that I was supposed to. But I also read quite a lot, but not as much as was on my TBR. So this is the main one that was on my TBR that I didn't read, because it's a volume 1, I really should have. But it did also involve, if I was going to read this one, I would have had to read volume 2 and 3, because I have them anyway. And then if I'd gone digitally into my Kindle, I probably would have ended up reading a lot more. But as it stands, I have a significant number, which I was really excited to see other people reading from. So especially Sarah, she read a lot of Tokyopop titles that I have digitally but I haven't read yet, so it was interesting to hear opinions on them. And I think I will just have to, so it's a plan for the future. I will make a reading vlog just of my Tokyopop titles. And I will probably start with this one just because I have the physical and up to date so far with all of my new Tokyopop titles. This is the only physical one that I have not read yet. So I definitely need to do a Tokyopop only reading kind of vlog or some sort of video where I just go in and like blitz my Tokyopop, because I do want to have them read by the end of the year. I need to, especially if I'm adding more like I did this past week. So yeah, Tokyopop reading vlog on the way at some point. Now this is everything that I did read, so I'll put this to the side, and it's a substantial amount. I do think it's quite a lot. I tried lifting up and getting a photograph that's different from the one that I posted on Instagram. You know, one of those, you're holding all your stack. And I couldn't. I held them and I was just like, ugh. It was too much. It was too much. But yeah, so these are all of the ones that I read that I don't think were buddy reads. And these are the ones that I do think were buddy reads. So I can bring them over. Yeah, so they're pretty good stack. The first one at the top there is Double Cast, and that was a buddy read with Bazaar. Hopefully Bazaar enjoyed it. I'm very happy. I also it's a great one, guys. I need more people to read it. The other one was False Memories. I also did a buddy read with Bazaar, but also I think it's Nicola. I think Nicola, who's on Twitter, but also maybe on YouTube. So yeah, I did definitely. This was a buddy read with at least Bazaar. But yeah, so I definitely did this. This is a reread for me as well. So they were both rereads, and not my favorite Isaku Natsume, but I don't know which is. Still a good solid read though. Probably. Yeah, I do actually know which one is my favourite, and it's one that's not translated. So, yes, a good one, but not my absolute favourite, Isaku Natsume. The other buddy read that I did, one was with Sarah. Well, two was with Sarah. The Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. This was like the first read I did, the comic version, volume 1. But Cynthia's Library also read this, so you can count that as a buddy read too. And the other one that I read with Sarah was Change World volumes 1 and 2. So I had to read Sayonara Game first to be able to read these. And then of course people were talking about Love Nest, and I was like, yeah, I kind of wanna. I'm gonna have to collect that as well. So yeah, it's good that I'm now inducted into the Minaduki universe, because I had seen quite a few people really enjoy it. I did enjoy them, and I didn't mention in my other video, but there were fans in here, so I had got it. But yeah, Cynthia's Library and Sarah, thank you very much for these buddy reads as well. Along with, on Cynthia's Library, she had My Love Mix-Up Volume 8, which I didn't know if I was going to get or not, but they put it down to like $5.99 on Amazon, and I was just like, yeah, that's a good price. It's brand new. And look at that face. Oh, this is definitely, it's one that just makes me feel so good. So this is such a great series. It is shoujo-bi, but I can't think of it as anything other than BL, but in the BL sense rather than shoujo. Although, as we all know, BL is just shoujo, it's just has a different name. And the last one is Check Please, which I did a buddy read with Bobcat. So yeah, this was a reread for me, but one that I absolutely needed, I wanted, I was so happy to have. It's just such a great series. If you haven't already, check it out. It's so good. For graphic novels, if you're trying to read something other than manga, then that's one that you should definitely give a go to. So yeah, this is everything that I read, everything that I did, all my buddy reads. Yeah, I definitely think that it was a fun week, but it was a lot of hard work, and I learned a lot from it. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do a better job if I do another readathon. And maybe next year we'll do the same thing again, because that was really good. I want to say a huge big thank you to anyone and everyone who watched the videos, reposted, put on stories, tweeted, put on threads, whatever, any kind of social media, or if you were just at home, you know, taking part but quietly. Like a lurker, which is what I did for a long time before I started doing like social media stuff with readathons. So yeah, massive thank you for taking part. Massive thank you for just following along and enjoying BL. And hopefully we can do this again sometime. I really do appreciate it. It's made it gave me energy. I felt energized and supported, and it's nice to have this community as well. So thank you so much to everyone who has taken part. And if you enjoyed it and you had a good time and it helped you get through your TBR, then I'm really pleased, because it has helped me, as you can see, get through quite a lot of some of my new purchases, which is one of my big goals for 2023. So I hope you're all well. I hope you have had a great week. If you like this video, give it a like. You can follow me on all my socials. They're all down in the description. Give this channel a subscribe if you want to get you know, notified for videos in the future. And also I have a Patreon if you would like to get early access or Patreon exclusives for $1 a month. Yeah, take care guys. Thank you so much for taking part, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.